He's a baby.
Right, yeah. He's not the one making all the noise, is he? You are. But to keep him amused, you're a big annoying cunt. You big cunt. You're big fucking cunt. It's great down here. Sorry. You've got a little bit of aftershave on, haven't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Missionary. Bored. Turn around. Let me see your ass.
Sorry.
Sorry, don't apologise. Jesus Christ.
Boring. Turn around, love. Let me see that ass. Huh? Not even the ass. I like the arnoose. Let me see that ass. Huh? Not even the ass, actually. I just like the arnoose. I don't really like the ass. I like the arnoose. The eye of mystery. Oh. Right down her neck.
Saved by the bell.
Show me your ass. Please show me.
Sorry. So I can do it.
You know the Wilson brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah? They had a go on her once. One on each tit, one on the barnacle. You know Lucas Holt?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
He's got a right-angled dick. Goes off in one direction, shoots off in another. You know Adam Hayworth?
Yeah.
Biggest willy in Tanbury. You know Gordon Walker, the groundsman?
Yeah.
He hung her up by her ankles once. Fed on a minge like a hot hominy pie.
Joe, I don't know how you're doing it.
I'm thinking about...
I fell over.
I'm thinking about dead relatives.
What? Your willy. Thoughts? You know, 5 years ago, I could have knocked one out and got it straight down your throat.
Sorry. You right?
It's like a big old barrage balloon up there. I think she always wanted to do something artistic because she could always find the camera, you know, wherever I was in the room, even if I shoved it underneath her minge. Even when I stuck it underneath her chuff-chuff, bang, she looked over and waved at me and came on the lens. She was laughing one moment. Ecstasy. Laughing at me. And coming. At one point, she's laughing at me and coming. At the same time. He was a big man. I enjoyed having him in the house. What are you thinking?
I don't know what to think, bro. Heartbreaking, like you said.
Let's watch the chase. She had a terrible feminine hygiene problem. I should know. I live with it, believe me.
So angry.
Just do it again, just like that.
The smell was coming from...
Right, okay.
Lovely pair of boys. I used to say to her, you've got a proper stink on down there. She'd say, oh, if God had wanted my snatch to smell nice, he wouldn't have stuck it next to me arsehole.
Right, that is unbelievable. The Larry Grayson look at the end is amazing. Ah!
I used to say to her, you got a proper stink on in those knickers.
Oh, God!
Sorry. No qualms with the arsehole.
Do you think you can take a little bit harder without hurting him? If you, I mean, I know you're trying to miss, just a little bit, like you sort of, you know, you really want to. That was too close. That was too. Bad idea.
Okay.
One more. Last time, Brian.
Okay. He's never going to work with me again.
And the olives have still got the stones in, so just be a bit careful with them.
Okay. I can't take people being boring. It makes me laugh.
It's a nice drop, isn't it?
Okay, right. Okay, you can't speak. We have started, yeah, but he keeps being boring on purpose.
Which way did you come? Did you...
No. Okay, okay.
Is it merino wool?
It's pure cotton.
Hygiene is paramount. You can write that down.
Yeah.
Even on the day, on the way to the red carpet, we're in the limo, just to wind her up, I said, oh, I'm going to start off with a funny little one-liner, just an old-fashioned joke. She went, oh, what? I said, what did the deaf, dumb and blind orphan get for Christmas? And Jane went, I don't know. I said, cancer.
Socrates said that fame is the perfume of heroic deeds. Fame is the perfume of heroic deeds. Well, it probably was back then. There was no Heat magazine and Big Brother. You actually had to do something to become famous. You were a great scholar or a leader of men. And all the way through history, that was the case. 500 years ago, the most famous man on the planet was Leonardo da Vinci because of all the great things he did. He was a painter. He was an inventor. Oh, go on, mate. Sorry. I can't do one-on-one. It's a big place. In a much smaller room, I'd still ignore you, cunt. Shush.
I fell back in love with stand-up on my last tour, Humanity. I played arenas around the world. Netflix bought it for a record amount. It was the most watched special of the year. I thought, everyone loves me now. Everyone loves me now. Then I got this tweet. Real tweet. Call yourself a comedian? He knows I do. Literally says the word in my Twitter bio. Call yourself a comedian? You're about as funny as... Now, I thought he was going to go for the jugular and say Miranda, or... Come on. Come on, guys. Don't... I'm joking. Right. Call yourself a comedian? You're about as funny as a fart at a baby's funeral. He was trying to hurt my feelings. But his big mistake was choosing something that would be fucking hilarious. As if that would... A fart at a baby's funeral. Big echoey church. Everyone just silently sobbing like that. Tiny little coffin. Tiny little coffin. And someone farts. You'd laugh. Even if it was your baby. You know, no. If you're at the funeral, it's been dead a week, do you know what I mean? You're probably up for a giggle. Particularly if you're the father. If you're the mother, you probably still find it hard seeing the funny side of things. But I'm a considered comedian. I like my jokes to be accurate and my targets to be fair. So I was engaging these people. I was saying, why is it transphobic? And they were saying, it's about a trans person. I said, well, that's ridiculous. That's like saying a joke about Bill Cosby is automatically racist. It depends on the joke. But I was talking to them, I'm willing to learn, and I found out my crime was that I dead-named her. Now, I'd never heard that term, you know, before a day after the Golden Globes, and that was saying her old name, and even acknowledging that she used to be a man. But she did. I saw him on the Olympic Games. It was decathlete. It was in everything. He was all over the place. Shot put and pole vault. He won a medal. He was famous. He was on telly all the time. But, you know, a big, famous man with a huge... I don't know, but I mean, I'm guessing he probably... He's a big... But I've learnt my lesson. Now, I'd never dead name her now. Now I know it's wrong. I'd never dead name her now. But, like, years ago, when, you know, she was a man... that was years ago, I'm saying, right? And she went to the doctor, right? And knocked on the door, and the doctor went, come in. This is years ago. I was saying, I'd never dead name her now, but this is like a flashback before anyone... Do you know what So, come in. And he went, hello, Bruce Jenner, because that was his name then. The doctor, you know, this was years ago. And the doctor went,
all right, Bruce Jenner, you big old... How you doing, boy, you fucker? How you doing? You big old lunt. Oh, how you doing, boy? Come here, you fucker. How you doing, Brucey boy? You all right? Right? And Bruce Jenner, because that was his name, this is years ago, right? So Bruce Jenner went, yeah, not too bad, doctor, yeah. Not too bad, right? And I thought, what can I do for you, Bruce? You fucker. How you doing, boy? And Bruce Jenner went, because that was his name. Bruce Jenner went, look at that. And I went, oh, come on, Bruce Jenner, you know the rules. He uses his whole name every time for some reason, I don't know why. Come on, Bruce Jenner, you fucker, you know the rules. You can't bring your big old pole vaulting pole in here, mate, you know. And Bruce Jenner went, no, that's not my pole vaulting pole, that's my enormous penis. And I thought, oh, right, yeah, seeing as it is your penis, you can bring it in here. But you should have left your shot puts outside. And Bruce Jenner went, that was his name, for 58 years, I think. He went, no, they're not my shot puts, they're my enormous testicles. That's where I get my testosterone and my spunk and shit, right? And the doctor went, oh, yeah, that makes perfect. I am a medical man, and that you're a big bloke. Oh, you fucker. How you doing, boy? You're a big... You're big, and you would have a big old cock and balls. They're beautiful. They're a bit familiar, isn't it? And I go, no, but you must be very proud of them, Bruce. Bruce Jenner went, oh, this is going to surprise you, doctor. I want to get rid of them. And the doctor went, what? Why? Ah, they get in the way. Get in the way of what? Fucking driving, for one thing. I went to school with this guy, right? He was a div kid. No, he was. I talk about him on my other two stand-up shows. His name was David Beasley. He's the one that said, if you get captured by cannibals, when they're cooking you in the pot, they show you pornographic pictures so you get an erection and there's more meat to go round. Oh. But he told me a very funny story as well. There was a scandal in his sort of neighbourhood. A guy a few doors away from him that was older than him, an older boy, had got done for lewd behaviour. He was cottaging. He was a gay guy. And he'd gone down to this public toilet in Cemetery Junction, which is an area of Reading. And he'd gone into this cubicle, got the hole there, and he was waiting. People were coming in and out. He waited for ages, and eventually someone came in, heard the rustling. Cock comes through. Ooh. He grabbed it. They can't get away then. I guess. I've never tried it. I don't. He sucked him off. What do you think he was going to do? Play London's Burning? Of course. This dental floss is big. Of course he's going to... So, he got him. He sucked him off. And when they both went outside, it was his dad. Oh. All the Colgate in the world would never get rid of that, would it? Oh. I don't know if you're affected by the volcanic ash cloud, but I had friends that were stuck all over the world and they missed weddings and funerals and they had to put themselves up in a hotel for extra days that they hadn't budgeted for, and they couldn't get their money back because the airlines were saying, no, we can't pay you because the insurance companies won't pay us because they're saying it's an act of God. Well, what isn't an act of God? No, if you believe in God, that's sort of a definition of him, isn't it? That he does everything. Isn't that right? Everything is an act of him. He's all-powerful. He's everywhere at once. He invented everything. There was nothing before him. He invented time, everything. He's across it all, okay? He doesn't miss a trick, and he's not absent-minded. A volcano going off isn't like him going, fuck, I left the oven on. You know, it's... And who are these insurance companies that can decide what is and isn't an act of God? How do they know, okay? Have they got a hotline to God? They call him up, do they? Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Could I speak to God, please? Speaking. Oh, I didn't think you'd answer the phone yourself. What do you want? Oh, that volcanic ash cloud. Was that you? Yeah. Yes, that was an act of me, all right. So I shouldn't pay out? No, don't fucking pay him a penny, son. No. Brilliant, brilliant. While I've got you here, did you make a tree fall on Steve Baxter's car? There's a lot of Steve Baxters. Steve Baxter, 2 Acacia Road, Hounslow. It happened at 2:15 on the 3rd of June this year. 2:15, 3rd of June. No, that wasn't me. I was in Africa that day giving AIDS to babies. He does everything. He does everything. Now, you're not to know this, but I am usually in my pyjamas by 6 p.m. I come home from work, the telly goes on, the pyjamas go on. Even if there's company, it's, you know what I mean, my house, my rules, pyjamas on. And if we've got, you know, relatives round, Jane says, oh, not the ones with the holes in, that's all she asks. Do you know what I mean? You don't need your mother-in-law, when you bend over, it's like the last chicken in the window going, he's got a tumour. You know what I mean? It's just, no. But you don't want to throw them away. Your pyjamas, they get nicer with age. They get soft, don't they? And they fit you just right. No one's going to see them. I actually invented a game with an old pair of pyjamas with a hole in them. No, you know when it gets sort of really thin and the gusset, then suddenly a little hole appears. You get like a 1/4 inch sort of hole. And when blokes are watching telly, we sort of doodle. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why. It's sort of like a comfort thing. I think it's anthropological. I think chimps do it. Not on me, on them. I don't. No good to me, they haven't got opposable thumbs or anything, so... I've never tried to get a chimp to wank me off, so let's nip that one in the bud. And I discovered, right, that if I pulled out miscellaneous bits of skin, right... No, could be a bit of scrotal sac, could be a hint of foreskin. You only put it out 1/2 inch, you've got to guess which... It's called offal Jim Jam. No. And you just pull it out, just 1/2 inch, right? And you turn to your girlfriend and you go, offal Jim Jam, cock or ball? It might be genius. There's no reincarnation, no ghost, no heaven, I believe. People can't get over that. People quiz me on Twitter when they find out I'm an atheist. They go, what, you don't believe in God at all? I go, no. Do you pray? I go, no. They go, why don't you pray just in case there's a God? And I say, why do you put garlic over your door just in case there's a Dracula? Right? And I've got no problem with praying, you know. I know loads of nice Christians and Muslims and Jews, and if one of my family is very ill, they always say, oh, I'll pray for them. And I always say, oh, thanks very much, because it's a nice gesture. If they said, oh, we also cancelled the chemotherapy, I go, don't do that, don't do that. Pray, fill your boots, son, but let's do the praying and the chemotherapy, shall we? Because that's the same result as just the chemotherapy. So let's definitely keep that one, shall we? I got in trouble talking about praying on Twitter once. Do you remember a few years ago that terrible disaster in Oklahoma, the hurricane? People lost their lives and their livelihood, and I donated to the Red Cross and I tweeted about it with a link saying you can donate here too, trying to help them with their drive. And one of those sort of frivolous entertainment magazines from America, their account tweeted this thing. It really annoyed me. They tweeted, Beyonce and Rihanna send prayers to Oklahoma. And I tweeted back going, oh, I feel like a cunt, I only sent money. Someone tweeted me once, would you come to the bedside of a dying child and tell them there's no heaven? I tweeted back, is it a paid gig? I prefer dogs, obviously. Dogs are better people than people, aren't they? They're amazing dogs. They're our best friends, they guard us, they guide us. There's medical detection dogs that can smell if you've got, like, AIDS. I'm not a doctor, but their noses are like 1,000 times more sensitive than ours, so they sort of go, poor, you're well HIV, fuck, you know. And you go, you can smell AIDS on someone. Yeah, yeah. Then why didn't you smell it on the bloke I brought home last night then, you fucking idiot? They did the first 3 billion years by themselves, evolution and all that. And then we got involved and we did a bit of selective breeding, you know, getting them how we wanted them to do jobs for us, you know, a bit more of that, a bit stronger, faster, whatever. And they're great at the jobs they're bred to do, and they love the job they're bred to do because they're genetically hardwired to love that behaviour anyway. Although the Rhodesian Ridgeback was bred to hunt lions, and I can't help but think that was a little bit of a shock to it when it found out. So we've done all the breeding, all the different pedigrees, all thousands, all the miles around, a big passing out parade. There's a bloke in a square with a white coat and a clipboard, and he goes, right, dogs. And they all go, what? Who wants to know what jobs they've got? We all do. Right. Okay, Labradors. Yeah? Do you like carefully bringing back dead ducks? Yeah. That's your job. Amazing. That is amazing. That is my favourite job. That is my favourite job. Jack Russells. Yeah. Do you like shooting down rabbit holes after... Yeah. That's your job. Fucking hell. Best day ever. Best day ever. Miniature poodles. Yeah. Do you like being carried around by elderly homosexuals? Yeah. That's your job. That's your job. Ridgebacks. Yo. You're hunting lions. What? You're hunting lions. Fuck off. Yeah, you are. No, we're not. Lions? We get fucking mashed. Why can't the Rottweilers hunt lions? They're shaking babies. Good boy. Good boy. You shake that baby if you want. Good boy. Cheers. To be quite political, growing up, that 15, 16-year-old becoming aware, and, well, you did it to annoy your parents, obviously, but I think we're inundated with politics from an early age. I think everything is charged with politics and morality and the way to live. It's in everything, fables, nursery rhymes, little sayings. I remember, I must have been as young as 6, when we used to have an assembly at school, an infant school. We'd all come in every Monday and sit down on the floor, cross-legged, and our deputy headmaster used to come and tell us a story. And it always had a moral that we were meant to think about, and this would make us into leaders of men, character building. And he used to take ages over it. And he loved it. It was his best day, you know. And I remember he told us about the 2 mice. The lazy mouse and the industrious mouse. And it was summer, and these 2 little mice were out in the woods. The sun was out, the streams were babbling, there was flowers, there were berries, there were nuts, there was, and Lazy Mouse, he'd just be running around in the sun, having a bite from a berry, throwing the rest away. There was loads, it was never going to run out. Industrious Mouse, he'd have a berry, sure, but he'd eat it all, and he'd put one away for a colder season. He knew. Lazy Mouse, he'd be fucking running about, sunbathing, eating, chewing, throwing the rest away. Industrious Mouse went, oh, be careful, Lazy Mouse, because come winter, oh, fuck off, you square. The fall comes, same sort of pattern. The last of the berries, he's chewing there, throwing the rest away, he's just like chilling out, he's kicking through the leaves. You can't see him, if you saw the leaves moving, yeah, he'd be under the leaves, basically. You'd go, what's that? It's Lazy Mouse underneath the leaf. If you could go under there, like the Discovery Channel, you'd see Lazy Mouse going, fuck it. Industrious Mouse, he'd be putting freeze-drying loads of berries, he'd be chopping wood, and he made an axe to chop the wood out of a little twig and this sliver of flint, which he tied on with a horsehair, thus enabling him to
chop and stockpile fuel. So, winter comes. Different pattern. The ground's hard. There's nothing. There's no fruit. There's no berries. There's no nuts. There's nothing at all on those trees. And he can't find anything. And he's starving. And he's freezing. And he's losing his body weight. And of course, industrious mouse. Now he's in his cottage that he built. Somehow. Roaring log fire. Just sitting there, rocking. On a pebble. Knock at the door. Who's that? Obvious, isn't it? So he goes over to the door. He opens the door. It's Lazy Mouse. And he goes, what do you want? He goes, I'm cold and I'm hungry. I can't find any food and I think I'm going to die. And he goes, well, I did warn you, didn't I? He goes, yeah. He goes, never mind. Come in here and share with me. Where's the moral there? Fuck around, do what you want, and then scrounge off a do-gooder. That's a terrible moral for children, isn't it? Awful. He told us the one about the boy who cried wolf. Have you heard that? Well, I'm going to tell you again. Boy, in the Bible, I don't know, he's... I haven't got a specific year, have I? Right? Boy, looking after the sheep for the villagers. That's his job. Look after those sheep, boy. You go, all right, yeah. But he gets a bit bored. Probably gets a bit sleepy if he's counting them. Right? And he thinks, oh, I'll have a laugh here. He goes, wolf, wolf. And the villagers come up and they go, where's the wolf? He goes, there's no wolf. They go, oh, you go. So next day, he gets bored again. He thinks, that worked a treat. He's got very little imagination. He goes, I'll do that again. Okay? So he goes, wolf, wolf. Where's the wolf? There's no wolf. Oh, you can't. So the next day, he's sitting there. There really is a wolf. And the wolf comes up and he goes, wolf, 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 wolf. But the villagers don't come. And the wolf eats all the sheep. And we were told the moral of that is never tell a lie. No, it isn't. The moral of that is never tell the same lie twice. Again. A terrible moral for children. Nursery rhymes. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, which I later learned meant his cranium. I thought his hat fell off. And Jill came tumbling after. And that's a true fable of 16th century lovers who used to go up to the well behind the prying eyes of the villagers and their spouses and have it away. And what's the moral there, though? Don't fuck around with sluts or you get your head caved in. How is that applicable to 5-year-olds? I have never worked out the moral to Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. All I can think is, don't sit on a wall if you're an egg. But again, how is that applicable to a 5-year-old human? I mean, you tell that to a group of 5, they go, so don't sit on a wall if you're an egg. Go, well, what do you mean if I'm an egg? I'm not an egg. It doesn't make sense. If I'm none of us are eggs. If there was an egg there, it wouldn't make sense. Because you go to the egg, don't sit on a wall. You go, I'm an egg, I can't eat, I've got nothing. I've got no ears, no eyes, I don't know what the fuck. What? Don't sit on a wall. I can't fucking hear, I've got nothing. I'm in nothingness. I can't fucking climb walls for a start, so... Don't send horses to perform medical procedures. Of course they couldn't put him together again.
They've got no dexterity whatsoever. They can't sew to save their life. They've got no thumbs, let alone opposable thumbs. Don't send a horse. It's delicate. An egg? We've got a cracked egg. Should we send a horse? Definitely not. Have you got a doctor or someone who works for Fabergé? Don't. We've got like a half-a-ton creature with no fingers. No. Don't send that. Got a four-legged thing with like that. No chance. They can't. Couldn't put on gloves. They couldn't scrub up. They can't. Imagine there's an egg, delicate egg. Horse comes over. Fucked. It couldn't. They wouldn't even think of. Fucked. That's it. They wouldn't even see it. They go over there. What? Fucked. That's it. Wouldn't even. You couldn't explain it to it. Don't send. It's ridiculous. If I had to design the perfect egg-crushing device, it would be a hoof. I need this. As a cracked egg, I need it crushing completely. Hoof. The hoof's great. Don't send a. Doesn't matter whether they're the king's horses or not. Certainly don't send all of them. That's going to be chaos. If there was one horse with a little bit of nous, he did like 1 year before he got kicked out of Harvard. He could. I'd know the rudimentaries. They all fuck it off, for fuck's sake. No lads, don't. They're fucking all over it. Fucked. It's definitely fucked now. One of the first big charities I got involved with was the Terence Higgins Trust, the big AIDS charity, and it was mid to late 80s, and people were like, "What's this new thing called AIDS? What is?" Oh, it's gone from strength to strength now. It's doing brilliantly. It's gone global. Got its own day and everything. 1st of December, World AIDS Day. I don't think it'll ever pick up like Christmas. We don't do anything in our house. There's no decorations. But I discovered something. You're still learning. The first HIV virus was a combination of two separate viruses that combined in rhesus monkeys and made this rudimentary form of AIDS. And it was fatal to them, but this was passed to chimpanzees. Sometimes chimps would get a bloodlust and eat a rhesus monkey. And it evolved and mutated in chimps. And because we're 98.6% genetically identical to a chimpanzee, it was able to be passed to humans. And the first human contracted AIDS when he was chopping up chimp meat and cut his finger. Although that's the excuse I'd have given. You'd have to come up with something, wouldn't you? You go to the doctor and you go, "Oh, I feel terrible, Doc." Doctor goes, "Oh, I'm not surprised." You go, "Is it ME?" Worse than ME. You wish you had ME. You shouldn't be laughing about it. He's got terrible news. No, terrible doctor. Anyway, you're the first human to contract AIDS. Is that bad? Can be. Still laughing. It shouldn't. How would I have got that? 2 ways. One, you were fucking a chimp up the arse. Fucking a chimp up the arse? Me? No way. How else could I have got it? Oh, I don't know, you could have been chopping a chimp up, cut your finger, that one. Choppy, chimpy finger, one. I bet he went straight out to the jungle and found that chimp and went, "You gave me AIDS." "Oh, what?" "You gave me AIDS." "I gave you a blowjob." "Shush." "No, I got AIDS from you." "Well, where did I get AIDS from?" "From eating monkeys." "I don't eat monkeys." You're either eating them or fucking them. I was eating them. But psychology, psychiatry, neuroscience, it's still in its infancy. And we still know so little about the brain. And 150 years ago, we knew nothing. It was all guesswork, right? And, everything was just mental. If you weren't a white, sort of heterosexual, married Christian man, right? If you deviated too far from that, mental. They just went mental, like that. Like homosexuality, mental illness, you were put in an asylum for life, or worse, tortured. Women who fell pregnant out of wedlock, mental, asylum for life, right? And now we understand things more, we're more tolerant, I think it's going too far the other way, though, because now nothing's mental. You can't find somewhere that nothing is considered mental. Everything is a syndrome or an addiction or a preference, right? I could have my legs removed, have wheels put on, identify as a pram, right? And if you say I'm mental, you're a bigot, right? Now, that's a bit hack, that joke now, isn't it? Oh, I identify as a thing then, right? It's a bit old-fashioned, right? But I'm going to leave it in to annoy people, right? Because that's the bit that'll offend people. Same as humanity. I talk about AIDS, famine, cancer, the Holocaust, rape, paedophilia. But no, the one thing you mustn't joke about is identity politics. The one thing you should never joke about is the trans issue, right? They just want to be treated equally. I agree. That's why I include them. You know? But they know I'm joking about all the other stuff, but they go, no, he must mean that, right? Like a joke is a window to the comedian's true soul. That's just not the case. I'll take on any view to make the joke funniest. I'll pretend to be right-wing. I'll pretend to be left-wing. I'll pretend to be clever. I'll pretend to be stupid. Whatever makes the joke funnier without prejudice. Okay, full disclosure, in real life, of course I support trans rights. I support all human rights, and trans rights are human rights, you know? Live your best life. Use your preferred pronouns. Be the gender that you feel that you are. But meet me halfway, ladies. Lose the cock. That's all I'm saying. That's all. When I first moved in with my girlfriend, 20-odd years ago, our first flat together, it was a horrible place. It was in King's Cross, and it was horrible area, King's Cross, a seedy road, seedy block, horrible little thing. It was a rip-off, but it's all we could afford. It was one room, just one room, but it had like a little kitchenette area. So what we decided to do, we moved the single bed sort of into there. So we had a lounge, it was like a one-bedroom flat. So at night, we're in a space this big. The bed literally just fit in. I had to scrape it down the wall to get it in, and it came over the doorway a bit, and in bed, I could open the fridge. The fridge was there, the cooker was there, and the sink was there, okay? No toilet. The toilet was a shared toilet with all the other flats in the block, and it was 2 floors down. So what wins in the middle of the night when I need a wee? Do you know what I mean? Putting on trousers and going outside, or just pop into the sink? That one. And I remember, 20-odd years ago, Jane in a sleepy state saying, oh, at least take the dishes out first. I didn't. I used to get hold of the bottom plate and lift them all up and wee straight down the plug hole. Have you seen all the ghost hunter shows? Years and years. Celebrity ghost hunter. All around the world. Thousands and thousands of hours of footage. They've never seen a fucking ghost. It's all like, oh, what was that? Was it that I was just the... No, not the... Oh, did you hear that? Was it just... Oh, was it you? Oh, no. Imagine if wildlife programmes were like that. Imagine watching David Attenborough all these years and everybody goes, here... on Kilimanjaro, we see the... Oh, no, it's not. And by the banks of the Limpopo, the elusive... Oh, it's not. You'd stop watching the... The pedo hunter shows, on the other hand, there's usually a couple in the crew just in case, you know what I mean? Particularly if it's a BBC production. Oh, shut up. I don't want any fat people to feel uncomfortable at one of my gigs, so next time, buy 2 seats. I'm joking, I'm joking, shut up. I'm not having a go. I'm just pointing out, you know. I was listening to the radio in England a few weeks back, Radio 4, quite highbrow. There was a discussion about political correctness. My name came up straight away, right? And there was this woman on there going, oh yeah, well it's not right. Ricky Gervais, he makes jokes about fat people. He wouldn't make jokes about gay people, would he? And being fat is like being gay. What? No, it's not. What? You can't choose your sexuality. As we've established, you choose whether to eat too much or not. You know, with your sexuality, you're born You grow up, you discover you like same-sex relationships, and that's it. You're gay, okay? For being gay to be the same as being fat, you'd have to be born, be straight, grow up knowing you're straight, but gradually and consciously wean yourself onto cock. Babies. In at home, just reading the newspaper. This little girl comes running in. She's only 6. Hello, darling. Hello, Daddy. You've been playing? Yeah. In the park? Yeah. With your friends? Well, until the man came along. Till the man came along? Yeah, a man came along, and he asked my friends to leave, so it was just me and him. Darling, come over. Whatever happened, none of it was your fault, okay, darling? None of it was your fault. But tell Daddy every detail. What happened? He took me behind a tree so no one could see what you were doing. Oh, God, darling, and then what happened? He took my dress off. Oh, God, what happened next? What happened? He took his thing out. Oh, God, darling, and then what happened? Nothing, that was it. Oh, well, make something up. He was the ringleader. Old Adolf. That name's died out, hasn't it? He killed that dead, didn't he? No one's calling their kid Adolf nowadays. No little Adolfs going to school. Loads of Brads and Angelinas, but no, look, you don't hear the teacher doing the register. Brad here, Angelina here, Adolf here. I'll do that quick so no one can take a picture of me doing that. No, but people make excuses for him. People say, oh, he was stupid, he was easily led, he didn't mean that. What do you mean he didn't mean that? They say, oh no, he was influenced by the political philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, right? Because Nietzsche wrote this paper talking about a Superman. He said, not all men are born equal. And Hitler misinterpreted this and went way too far with it. And think of that. You're a great scholar, you've done this work, and you get a call from the Führer. And the Führer goes, all right, Nietzsche. He goes, yeah, good, what do you want? He goes, just read your book. What do you think? Love it. Love all that. Man and Superman, not everyone's equal, kill all the Jews. Sorry? Not everyone's equal, so kill all the Jews. I didn't like that. I read between the lines. I didn't mean that. That's terrible. You haven't been killing Jewish people, have you? What? Have you been killing Jewish people? Yeah. Yeah. A few. How many?
$6 million. 6 million. That's what I won't do anymore. Leave it at 6. That's terrible. I won't do any more. Stay for dinner? Well, I will, but be careful in future. I will. Are you writing any other books? Well, I am, but I'm scared to tell you about it. I won't do anything. What's your new book called? My new book is called The Gypsies. Do we need them?
We've come a long way from it being punishable to total equality, as it should be, of course. In England, the gay age of consent, same as heterosexuality now, 16, and even gay marriage. Although, ironically, the one place that was really ahead of the game fell behind a little at the last election, California. They had a referendum, they put it to the vote, and they voted no to gay marriage. I mean, in California, there's people going, that's why we moved here. I mean, it's a strange sort of bigotry that you can affect someone else's lifestyle that doesn't affect you back. It's not like they asked a bloke once, said, sorry, do you mind if these two men get married? He went, no, fine, okay, jack them off then. What? I didn't know that was... That doesn't happen, does it? That doesn't happen. It's also a strange sort of bigotry because these people that object to that were presumably the same people that said, you know, gay people were immoral and promiscuous, but now they don't want to be monogamous and respectful in the eyes of God. And it must be so confusing to a gay guy in California thinking, that's the bit they don't like. With all the other shit we get up to, it's the marriage bit. They must so confused. They must go to judges and go, sorry, can I get the rules straight? What do you want to know? I just need to know what we can and can't do. Ask away. Can I marry a man? No. Can I fuck him up the arse and give him a little reach round? Please. Can't marry him? No. But and the little... Can I pick up a stranger in the bushes and take him home and jizz on him and throw him out in the morning all crusty and homeless? Of course you can, yeah. But I couldn't marry him, no. No, and don't ask again. Could I line up 15 men? I'm just riffing here. Could I line up 15 men and just jack them off? For a laugh. If you want, yeah, yeah. It would be difficult, wouldn't it? Jacking off 15 men at once. It would be like plate spinning. Wouldn't it? No. Because you could only do 2 at once, really, so you'd have these 2 ready to blow, but then they'd be losing it, and you'd go, fucking hell. Oh, there you go. Oh, fucking hell. Oh. Ain't it knackering, jacking off 15 men at once? Never thought I'd say that. Oh. Hello. I'm Ricky Gervais. I'm here in London, in my office, but I'm not writing another award-winning series. No, I'm chilling out with my friend. Look who it is. It's only Elmo.
Hi, everybody.
Hey!
Thank you. Thank you. Throw money. That's a little joke.
Well, Elmo, I've invited you...
I'm a little low. Can you put him up on the couch?
Do you want that? There you go.
Okay, thank you.
You all right?
Yeah, Elmo's good. Elmo's so happy to see you here. And Elmo's so happy to be in London, too.
Well, last time we met, we were in New York, weren't we? On Sesame Street.
Where Elmo lives, yeah.
Where you live, and it was a great pleasure. I actually cited meeting you as the highlight of my career.
Really? Elmo feels sorry for you, Mr. Gervais.
I don't get out enough, do I?
No.
Now, Elmo, it was...
Something there.
You know they're my pyjamas.
Really? You work in your pajamas?
Well, you were in your pyjamas
Boy, you
last time.
must be really important.
Exactly.
You can wear whatever you want to wear.
I know. I can do what I want here. It's my office. This is my town. And when I was there, I noticed that you were surrounding yourself with, like, weird things. Little monsters and strange...
Well, Mr. Gervais, we don't call them weird.
No, but...
They're family.
But they're not sort of normal, are they, really?
Well, no.
They're all different shapes and sizes,
and colours,
funny voices, and that. But I've got a little surprise for you. Because I've got my own little weird friend that I think you should meet, that I think you'll get on with.
Really?
It's only Warwick Davis.
Mr. Warwick, there it is. Hello.
Come on.
Hey,
Oh, there you go. Look.
oh, you get that done to you too, huh?
Fine, here we are.
Oh, I'm the luckiest man in the world.
Oh, this is great.
Oh,
There we are.
Should we
It's
sing
so
a...
good to see you.
It's good to meet you as well. Hiya.
Wow.
Fantastic. This is good to be here.
Yeah.
Right, Ricky. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a little suit on.
Yeah.
We could get you something like this, couldn't we? A little furry outfit or something.
No, I've done the furry outfit.
Oh, Elmo, what do you think of him?
Well, Emma thinks you're wonderful. I'm gonna see you in a bunch of movies.
I know he'd like you.
Yeah.
Are you?
Did you?
Yeah. I knew they'd get along.
It's so good to meet you.
Look at this.
Here
I
we
can't
are.
believe like that.
Together, all
Oh,
together.
God.
Good.
Oh,
Hey,
oh.
Mr. Ward, will you come to Sesame Street?
Oh, I'd love to see
No,
that.
very much
You
like
put him in a little
yeah,
dustbin
maybe.
or something.
No,
and
I'd
he-
have to be in a little.
a little pop up, a little dustbin.
When I
And you'd get to meet interesting people because I have big guests on there, and they go, look, do you want to meet Elmo? Yeah, hello Elmo. And they go, do you want to meet Grover? Yeah, hello Grover. Look who's in the bucket. It's Warwick Davis. Oh yeah, it's Warwick Davis in the bucket. We love Warwick Davis in the bucket. Oh God. Oh.
Well, this is such a wonderful surprise, Mr. Gervais.
I know. See?
Thanks for bringing Mr. Warwick.
You can't keep him though, because he's got to go back to. Where do you live?
I live in a house.
Oh, I'd love to see that little house.
It's not little. You can imagine it.
Oh God! Oh, say goodbye, everyone. Say goodbye.
Bye, bye.
Say goodbye.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you, Mr.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. We'll
Mr.
chat later.
Warwick.
Yeah, kiss him if you want.
Don't you?
Go on, kiss him.
Well, John has crossed his way into the studio here, and John, worryingly, zebra crossings could become extinct. You've been looking into this for us.
Well, yes, it's not. You mustn't worry too much about it. It's up to each local authority, and they tend to go in the country areas, but in the towns and the cities they will tend to stay. But it's up to each local authority, so it all depends. Some people just find when they're crossing them that they really aren't sure where they should be crossing, and it can be tricky.
What, that moment when you're sort of wondering, is it...
Well, I'm glad I've been worried about this for quite a while. But they're not... so they are going to still be around, are they?
Some of them will be around, but not so much in the country.
Okay.
So you've got to just relax about it. You must get...
So I can carry on worrying about the panda
I
or
think
something.
so. Worry about and pelican crossing.
Think about the pelicans, yeah. That's
What's the future, then, of our crossings?
Well, the one in Oxford Circus, they're terribly proud of, because it's got a cross, and you don't cross just across the roads, you cross diagonally.
Yeah.
And that was brought in 2 years ago. It was an idea from Japan, and that's regarded as very successful. So more of those can be expected.
Okay. Don't you bump into each other, though?
No, of course you don't. You're walking, you're not...
Yeah, in Japan they don't, because they're really polite, but we just go, get out the way.
They were all extremely well behaved. You've not been out much, have you?
I don't go out much, no.
Well, there is one, of course, with a Grade 2 listing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, that is the most famous zebra crossing in the world, and that's in Abbey Road, and I think we know where that's from.
Yeah, indeed. Incredibly, it has a webcam, so you can view it online.
Yeah. If you want to see us crossing the road...
You can if you've got no life at all.
Yeah. Well, earlier on...
Yeah. Well, let's do that.
Yeah,
let's go back to mine. I've got a webcam.
Shall we? Actually, save your time. Have a look at it.
Oh.
There it is, look. There we are. And they've got a message for you, Ricky, as well.
Oh.
Okay. Big fans of your work. Let's see.
Here we are.
We love you, Stephen. There you are.
Brilliant.
Thanks, John. Brilliant stuff.
Thanks, John. Now then, this year for Children in Need, Matthew is going to pedal a rickshaw all the way from Edinburgh to London in just 8 days.
Yeah.
Now then, I did actually have a little go myself, just to see how difficult it was, and it's not
Great, thanks for that. I didn't actually realise... Well, I was doing some training today around Richmond Park, and the wheel was buckled. I had to repair it before I even set off, and I didn't even know that
Well,
was
I wasn't going to say anything. I didn't know they were going to show that. Anyway, now then, how was training today in Richmond? How's it going?
Hills aren't getting any better. To be honest with you, my legs are just going like Billy-O, and I'm just moving a lot. Look, that woman's just walking alongside now, just to give me some money, and that's the pace I'm going. She caught me up quite easily with a little jog and then just walked alongside for a bit.
Well, I mean, you need all the help you can get. It looks like you're on a pedalo, not going anywhere.
Oh, anyway, it's
8 days, man.
It's the hill.
8 days.
Downhill's great, flat's fine.
Is this actually going out on television? Wow.
But anyway, all of this effort will be nothing if people don't donate to children. And, in a second, Ricky, it's going to get even better, because we want you to do the honours and let people know how they can text and donate.
Right.
While you do that, Pudsey has been learning the David Brent dance from The Office, so the sooner you give the details out, the better, because
Has he still got a bad eye? Hasn't he?
Yeah.
National Health Service, just go and get that sorted out.
Go on, Pudsey.
He's off and running.
Here's the
Off he
dance.
goes. So, Ricky, if you read a wheel, stop.
Oh. If you want to donate, text the word MAC to 70705. Messages will cost £5 plus your standard network charge, and £5 goes to children in need. For full terms and conditions, visit the website bbc.co.uk. The One Show.
So there you are. If you can donate, please do. And you too, Ricky.
There's a bloke in that wanted to play Chekhov at the National.
No!
This is the only...
Puts it all the way. Back to the
Anyway, yes.
Sit
then.
yourself down, mate.
Back to your old show, safer ground. Let's have a look at Liam Neeson popping in for a little chat about career advice.
Lovely.
So there you are, Liam Neeson asking you for some career advice. So we thought...
And of course he says the most horrendous things, which you had to cut out. I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. That's not a problem.
That's
not a problem. I've been censored. Right?
But we found some people in the papers today who we thought might need a bit of Ricky advice.
OK.
Right, so here we go. OK, the first one. First of all, it's been a difficult few weeks for the Greek Prime Minister, George Papandreou. It seems Greece might run out of money in 2 weeks' time. The solution is...
Get a catalogue, HP catalogue. That's what I need to do. Everything's 28 weeks at 38 pence. If you need anything, just get it from that.
Next one. A shop has apologised after apparently refusing to sell a 92-year-old woman, this is Diane Taylor, a bottle of whiskey because she couldn't prove her age. That's unbelievable. Any advice?
That's the law. No ID, no. What if it turns out she was just a really stressed 9-year-old? Maybe soon. Quite right. No ID, no whiskey. Yeah.
On we go. Now then, when Sir Arthur Conan Doyle created the great detective Sherlock Holmes, he made him... Now, Ricky was just saying there, got some grand plans for Poppy Day.
Yeah, I'm doing a big charity concert for wounded soldiers in America with Bruce Springsteen. I know, amazing. I did it with last year. It's a cause sort of close to our heart.
Yeah.
And I mean, what a bonus as well.
Yeah.
You're doing that and with him, it's amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. And thank you, of course, for coming in. Now, Life's Too Short starts next Thursday at 9:30 p.m. on BBC Two. And the making of Life's Too Short is on this Saturday on BBC Two at 10:15.
Yeah, thanks to all our guests today, to Ricky, of course. Tomorrow, Chart Top and X Factor stars One Direction surprise some very deserving children with their own personal performance.
We'll be here tomorrow with Chef Hugh Fernley-Whittingstall. See you
then. Bye-bye. Thanks again.
When someone says to me about another comedian, they say, oh, they're not funny. Even if I agree with them, I stand up and I say, well, you can't say that. You've got to say, you don't find them funny, you know. And I hate it when people say, that joke was offensive. I got to say, no, you've got to say, you found it offensive. Because it's all about feelings, and feelings are personal. And there's loads of types of comedy, and comedy evolves, you know. There's a new type of comedy at the moment called woke comedy, right? No, it's very progressive, you know. There are some clubs now where the comedian has to sign a thing saying he won't say anything contentious or he won't say anything that could offend anyone. It's a safe space for the audience. Woke comedy. And I tried to watch a bit of it, and I decided I'd rather watch Louis C.K. masturbate. Can't mention him anymore. He's cancelled. Not enough to apologise and move on. You've got to... And the big controversy last time I did it was a Caitlyn Jenner joke, right? Oh, outrage on Twitter the next day. And by outrage, I mean a couple of people going, it was transphobic. It wasn't transphobic in the slightest. It was a joke about a trans person, but the joke had nothing to do with that aspect of her existence. And that's the other thing about offence. People get offended when they mistake the subject of a joke with the actual target, and they're not necessarily the same. I'll tell you the joke. You make your own minds up. Right. So... It's live, so they go, and now your host for the 68th Annual Golden Globe Awards. Please welcome Ricky Gervais. They go, and they're all clapping, all the actors are looking up, smiling at me nervously. It's brilliant, right? So I just go, relax. I'm going to be nice tonight. I've changed. Not as much as Bruce Jenner, obviously. But if you're the type of person to revel in someone getting cancelled for something they said 10 years ago, you're just ensuring that one day you'll be cancelled for something you said today. You can't predict what will be offensive in the future. You don't know who the dominant mob will be. You know, like, the worst thing you can say today, get you cancelled on Twitter, death threats, whatever, the worst thing you can say today is, women don't have penises, right? Now, no one saw that coming. There are no 10-year-old tweets of people saying... You won't find a 10-year-old tweet of someone saying women don't have penises. Do you know why? We didn't think we fucking had to. Try and explain to someone every day what freedom of speech means, particularly in the context of comedy, and particularly in the context of a joke, that a joke about a bad thing isn't as bad as the bad thing. It's not even necessarily condoning the bad thing. It could be anti the bad thing. It depends on the actual joke. And this woman said, you should never make jokes about food allergies. I should have left it, right? I sent back, I make jokes about AIDS, cancer, famine, and the Holocaust, right? And you're telling me I should never joke about food allergies. She sent back, yes, but the Holocaust didn't kill children. Well, it did, didn't it? It was horrible, the Holocaust. Some would say as bad as food allergies. Oh, women. Not all women. I mean the old-fashioned ones. You know, the old-fashioned women. Oh, God. You know, the ones with wombs. Oh. Those fucking dinosaurs. Oh. No, I love the new women. I know the new women. They're great, aren't they? You know, the new ones we've been seeing lately. The ones with beards and cocks. They're as good as... They're as good as gold. I love them. No, it's the old-fashioned with it. And now the old-fashioned, they go like, oh, they want to use our toilets. Why shouldn't they use your toilets? For ladies. They are ladies. Look at their pronouns. What about this person isn't a lady? Well, his penis. Her penis, you fucking bigot. What if he rapes me? What if she rapes you? You fucking turf whore. Welcome to my show. It's not a show. There's no dancers or jugglers. It's basically a bloke talking, which is essentially what stand-up comedy is, isn't it? A bloke talking. Sexist. What about all the funny female comedians? Like, No. Right. No. I'm not doing that. OK, right. That was irony. There's going to be a bit of that throughout the show. See if you can spot it, OK? Now, that's when I say something I don't really mean for comic effect, and you as an audience, you laugh at the wrong thing because you know what the right thing is. It's a way of satirising attitudes. Like that first joke, I used the old-fashioned sexist trope that women aren't funny. Now, in real life, I know there are loads of funny women. Like, I did it again. Well spotted. Good. But these people are virtue signalling. They're trying to bring people down to raise their own status. And they say it's because, no, we're protecting minorities. Like, They're basically saying minorities haven't got a sense of humour, which is so patronising. And I get that as well, to what it's like to be outnumbered. In this country, we're still only 5% black, 5% Asian, 5% LGBTQ, you know, tiny numbers. Now, I'm a white, heterosexual multi-millionaire, right? There's less than 1% of us. Do I whine? No. Do I don't mind. I just get on with it. Come on, Rick. Come on, Rick. Just keep I'm like Rosa Parks. Do you know what I mean? I'm like... Except I fought for the right to never have to take a seat on a bus. When I start on a contentious subject, I feel the tension. Like, oh, is this going to be all right? Are we being allowed to laugh?
Yeah.
And I take them through a scary forest and out the other side, and it's always okay. And they, phew, right? And I think that's the important thing, because I've often said that people get offended when they mistake the subject of a joke with the actual target.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily the same thing. You can make jokes about any subject. It depends what the joke is.
Yeah.
There's no rules. You can't joke about this. You can.
You should be
You
able
just
to.
can.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's nothing sacred.
Well, that's
really.
the point. There's nothing sacred. So
Yeah.
everything should be subject to ridicule.
Yeah.
I mean, even just to force you to understand, think about it more.
I know. But people then they go, wow, yeah, but you shouldn't hurt people's feelings. Well, you can if their feelings are wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't like the facts, don't change the facts, change the feelings.
Yeah.
You know. I did think of adopting for a while, a little third world child, because that would tick all 3 boxes, wouldn't it? You know, you think of it like, 1, I wouldn't be adding to the population problem. I'd be alleviating an existing problem. A young kid born through no fault of his own into abject poverty. He would have died without me. I can literally save his life and give him a great upbringing. Right. 2, he would be grateful, wouldn't he? He'd want to pay me back, wouldn't he? Particularly if I let him know that all the other kids in the village, they weren't so lucky, they didn't make it out. I'd tell him that early on, so he really bucked his ideas up, right? I'd go, Tundi, come here. Yeah. Go and pop a shirt on, you're not in Africa now, mate. That's better. Yeah. Tundi, yeah, water straight out of a tap, and yes. No, it's not free, it's Hampstead. Yeah, of course it's safe. Safe. Fresh drinking water. Have as much as you want. Have a bucket full. Straight out of that fresh drinking water. There you go. Go and clean the car. Go on. And I think that's the important thing, because I've often said that people get offended when they mistake the subject of a joke with the actual target.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily the same thing. You can make jokes about any subject. It depends what the joke is.
Yeah.
There's no rules. You can't joke about this. You can.
You should be able to.
You just can.
Yeah.
Okay? And there's nothing sacred. But people then they go, wow, yeah, but you shouldn't hurt people's feelings. Well, you can if their feelings are wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't like the facts, don't change the facts, change the feelings.
Yeah.
You know.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
How arrogant are you to think that you deserve to go through life with no one ever saying anything that you don't agree with or like? I want people to stop saying that joke's offensive.
Yeah.
I want them to start saying I found it offensive, because you've got to own the emotion, because that's all it is. You're just telling me how you feel about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing intrinsically offensive about this joke.
Keep my wife's name out your f***ing mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your f***ing mouth.
I'm going to, okay? That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Hello, mình xin chào tất cả các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình trong buổi sáng ngày hôm nay. Xin cảm ơn các bạn đã dành thời gian theo dõi, xin chân thành cảm ơn. Trong video lần này, mình cũng muốn giới thiệu với các bạn là mà một sản phẩm thực phẩm rất chi là quen thuộc mà chúng ta vẫn hay dùng thường xuyên. Đấy, đó chính là một quả cà. Đấy, một quả cà tím hay còn gọi là cà rái dê. Đấy, các bạn nhìn thấy giống rái dê không ạ? Đấy, thì trong quả cà đây như các bạn cũng đã quan sát, đấy, đây là cuống của quả cà để gắn liền với cái thân cây cà, nhưng hôm nay mình chỉ chảy một quả thôi, mình không lấy cả cây về để áp dụng và hình dung cho các bạn được. Đây, như các bạn đây, màu quả cà thì được là màu tím khi còn xanh. Đấy, và khi chín thì đã trở thành màu vàng cam. Đấy, các bạn nhé. Mỗi một quả cà thì đã có một cái tai, hai cái tai và ba cái tai. Đấy, ba cái tai cũng như là ông bầu cuống ôm lấy một quả cà, nhìn rất chi là có tình cảm và quyến rũ. Đấy, công nhận. Đấy, các bạn nhìn đấy, đấy, ba cái tai chia làm ba góc, giống như một bông hoa để ôm lấy một cái thân quả cà mang tính chất là đùm bọc yêu thương. Đấy, các bạn. Đấy, các bạn nhìn này, rất chi là rõ. Thế đây, trước hết mình muốn giới thiệu với các bạn về chăm sóc cũng như nuôi dưỡng của một cái cây cà này để cho các bạn có kinh nghiệm và chăm sóc để cho có năng suất cũng như quả được mượt cũng như là to dài. Đấy. Thế thì với kỹ thuật chăm sóc cây cà này thì mình cũng giới thiệu với các bạn là các bạn nên đánh những cái luống cà, gọi là luống cà là rộng khoảng tầm 1 mét đến 1,2 mét. Đấy, mỗi một luống. Còn dài thì tùy theo khổ đất của nhà các bạn. Đấy, còn chiều rộng là các bạn làm như vậy để tạo nên những đường rõng ở giữa để các bạn đi lại khi vào thu hoạch cũng như chăm sóc rất chi là dễ để những quả cà này. Với bản chất của cây cà này thì thuộc diện thân rất chi là mềm, tán rất chi là yếu. Đó. Có chiều cao trung bình chỉ có độ 70 phân thôi các bạn ạ, và chia ra được rất chi là nhiều cành, nhiều ánh. Đấy, đẻ ra rất chi là nhiều, một gốc thôi nhưng đẻ ra rất nhiều cành, nhiều ánh, nhiều chi. Đấy, để càng nhiều cành, nhiều ánh thì càng ra hoa, ra quả nhiều bấy nhiêu. Đấy, với lá cà này thì các bạn hình dung ra là nó là hình lá xẻ các bạn nhé. Hình lá xẻ. Đấy, xẻ làm 3, làm 4. Đấy, giống như một cái lá của cây gốc. Đấy là các bạn kinh nghiệm về cái lá cà này. Và cái cách chăm sóc thì mình cũng nên giới thiệu với các bạn. Và trồng thì các bạn nên trồng mỗi một gốc nọ cách gốc kia khoảng từ 40 đến 45 phân một gốc là vừa hợp lý với cây cà, cũng là không lãng phí đất mà cũng không phải thiếu những cái ánh nắng của mặt trời soi vào những cây cà để cây cà có năng lực sống. Đấy, rất chi là vừa. Với bản chất cây cà này là thuộc diện là thân rất mềm, cho nên các bạn là đỡ quả nào khi quả to, quả nhiều quả, nhiều cành thì các bạn nên có những cái xào bắc dọc theo núi.